Now, Black Friday is just hours away and consumers are getting ready to splurge on bonanza specials. At the same time, fraudsters have dusted off their devices, developing phishing links and websites, and are standing by to rob shoppers of their hard-earned money. Ulrich Janse van Rensburg, a business bank fraud strategy head at Absa, joins me this evening to discuss this further. Thank you very much for your time this evening, Ulrich. And maybe we can start by some of the big scams that consumers are at risk of during the festive season, Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and so on.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Good evening to your viewers. I think it's important to note that phishing scams is significant in worldwide. Year on year, it's increased sixfold. Apart from that, you've always also seen social engineering that increased threefold. It's important to note that there are really three components that we believe will drive the search and that will drive fraud in during Cyber Monday and Black Friday. Those would be phishing, which is voice call fraud, phishing, which is linked to emails and internet, and then deposit scams. If we delve into what we believe will happen through phishing, you would normally find that the syndicates would phone the consumers, and they would present themselves as a credible party, for instance, a bank. They would present panic and trust by notifying the consumers that there are potential fraud that's happened on their account. And in order for them to be assisted, they need to disclose sensitive information and approve transactions. Mm-hmm. They would create trust by validating those consumers, and then they'd follow on to ask those consumers to approve those transactions and disclose the sensitive information like card details, online banking details.
Yeah.
At Absa, for instance,
Now, I just wanted you to maybe get into some of the tips that consumers can use to protect themselves from what you've just described. But also, should a consumer fall victim to one of these scams, do banks usually return the funds that were lost, or is it just hard luck for the consumer?
So I think it's important to understand that the phishing and the phishing threats is real, and for consumers to stay vigilant, it is important to know that the banks will never ask them for sensitive information like the online banking details, or they will never ask the consumers to produce their CVV on the back of their card, the expiry date, or approve the transactions in order to stop fraud. They will also not ask consumers to move funds into safe accounts in case they've been defrauded. It's important that consumers adopt the latest technologies or capabilities. Banks invest millions in these technologies. At Absa, we've disclosed or we've issued a digital fraud warranty which protects our consumers against phishing and phishing fraud, and it allows the consumers to transact safely. On the scam side, it's also important to do your homework, to be vigilant, and when you find those what we refer to as the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity deals, perform a bit of due diligence. Go and look at the websites that's advertising it, assess if it's a credible website, search for complaints or reviews on these particular offers, and consult a third party. Assess whether the goods you're about to purchase is too good to be true. Those would be the key things that we would ask consumers to consider. And when consumers do fall victim to fraud, the first thing that they need to do, as soon as they need to monitor their notify needs or their notifications, contact their banks immediately and report the fraud. And banks would obviously collaborate to follow the funds or stop the goods from being dispersed, and as a result, trying to recover as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. Ulrich, do you find that there is a spike in this particular time of year, or are you seeing that consumers are dodging bullets throughout the year?
Yeah, I think one expects that it will increase slightly during the festive periods and times like Black Friday and Cyber Monday. But this is a phenomenon that presented itself over the last 3 years. So consumers are not necessarily just exposed during these type of festive periods where people go out and buy goods and services. They are exposed to this throughout the year, and the industry has proactively trying to mitigate these risks through implementing the necessary capabilities and controls.
Yeah, no, and it becomes even more difficult because these criminals or these scammers, Ulrich, have become ever so sophisticated in the websites, the people that they get to call, the SMSs that they send out to consumers. Thank you very much for those insights, Ulrich Janse van Rensburg, giving us insights on how you protect yourself when you decide to go online shopping instead of in-store tomorrow, this weekend, and of course on Cyber Monday. This is